Well, joining me live from Shanti Niketan is, of course, the one and only Smriti Irani, who is back on our screens as Tulsi Maya, and I am so happy that she is back. And my goodness, it's insane. I mean, I think we've all been yearning to see you back in this avatar, Smriti. So it's really wonderful to see you back. Yes.
Thank you. Is that you talking or the 11-year-old you talking?
I think it's the 11-year-old meeting the current me talking. So it's a blend of both of those. But look, I think Smriti, I think what I've noticed about Kyuki is that obviously Tulsi is back and we can see her being the very dutiful sort of bahu that she is, the homemaker that she is. But at the same time, she's got her principles intact. I feel like she's a lot softer than what she was
Well,
before.
wait and watch.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. So
I
what?
think it's nice to have so many people resonate with the character, but
Yeah.
we're also mindful that the character is now living and breathing in new times. So the distinction that you see, let's say, in the portrayal of other characters is not visibly spoken of, but I think we have an opportunity to opine on it. For instance, Daksha is more friendly.
Yeah.
Mihir speaks up for women and issues as much as Tulsi, or maybe more so.
Mm.
So I think that the new avatar has other characters also change colors a little bit. So it is, I think, something that I take on as a character's responsibility to make sure others have a voice as well.
Right. Now obviously I've heard references. Obviously Karan and Nandini are there. I've heard references of Sahil, of Gautam, and all these other characters from
The huge family.
the huge family.
Yes.
I do wonder though, where has Bhumi, where has Joydeep, where have all of these other people gone?
We've barely been available on screen for a week. So there are stories which are yet to unfold. I
Right.
think that you have the advent of three new characters, which is interesting.
Hmm.
So, how there is an interplay between the old and the new, we didn't watch. There are many who come to a conclusion just by watching one episode or maybe three, but we are barely a week old. Have mercy.
Yeah, I know. I think it's just because do you remember when when the last episode happened? It was basically Parvati randomly coming in with a secret of
The
Nandan.
fact, the intention of that scene was that it resonates with you over a period of time. The fact that it stayed with you for close to what, 18 years,
Yes,
that's telling.
absolutely. I want Parvati back. We need Parvati. I need closure. That ending needs. We need closure for that ending. I don't know what's happened to
I
that.
think that there are many people who want closure or they want a surprise or they want a reprise of many characters. And the fact that there is a lot of emotion evolved, a lot of emotion involved,
Hmm.
is, I think, what is to be celebrated about Kyunki. Because you're responding to it as though it's a real life family. You're
Yeah.
responding to people as though they are real and they're characters on a show.
Yeah, I can't. I'm sorry, but I can't. Like, I can't ever. Are you trying to tell me Tripti was not real? Please. She was so real. I've seen that viral reel that's gone on Instagram. She was real, okay? But I think it's also
I
really.
think that's the great blessing for any actor or any team to have is that you become so embedded in people's lives that they respond to the character as much as they respond to a real life human being.
Hmm,
So that is a compliment to the writers and the creators of the show.
hmm. I think also I love the conversations that are arising on the show as well. I watched this
It
episode.
is important to have those conversations. I think that we've already set the benchmark in terms of viewership. I mean, when Mihir came back, that episode clocked around 32
Hmm.
on the TRP charts.
Wow.
And today we don't have the pressure of responding to charts or to numbers.
Hmm.
What we are creating is storylines that others can emulate. We're talking about ageism. We're talking about standing up for a girl's right to educate herself, not only doing foundational education, but doing higher education. We are talking about women, let's say Gayatri Chachi, no matter how ominous she looks, you see her dancing,
Yeah.
at that age. So to show functionally, Daksha is with it when it comes to her Instagram reels and her selfies. So you have women of different ages, different personas who get to speak to their truths as characters, which makes the show very interesting. And the fact that Mihir now has a whole new way of positioning himself as a man in the house.
Yeah. In fact, I like this new avatar of Mihir also, actually. Like
Don't you?
like he wasn't actually just the guy who would just go to the office. Like he would actually actively get involved with the family
Yeah,
matters.
so we have the boys in the house now doing housework.
Yeah, which is great.
We have the men in the family stand up for the women in the family. Otherwise, most soap operas currently either the protagonist is the suffering woman and the man in the soap is, the one who is berating her. Mercifully, our creators, writers have come together, and the channel has actually brought together this opportunity where we can tell stories no other show has the capacity to tell because we are under no such pressure. Our
Hmm.
only competition is us.
True, true, very true, absolutely. But the Smriti Irani, when you began, as Tulsi, life was different. I mean, we've spoken at length actually about your journey, um, prior to you getting the show, um, and obviously there was a sense of innocence that was there back then. You were still very new in the industry, but here you are now. You've obviously had your tenure as a politician, and you're back, with a plethora of emotions, a plethora of life journeys that you've gone through. How does that perspective, if at all, actually influence the way you now play Tulsi?
So I
Comparative,
think the political journey continues. It's not come to a standstill or there's no closure to it.
right?
So you do inform scenes which may not have you as the main fulcrum of the scene, but it helps the messaging from the scene. So there's a scene where Mihir is arguing with Tulsi about getting the son bailed out for a car accident.
Mm,
And Mihir says that, bail is a rule, it's not an exception. And that is my contribution as a politician to the writing team. And Amar took it in good stride and then, emoted that on screen. And he got a response from
mm,
journalists who cover the Indian Parliament. So
mm,
it is obviously this very lovely happenstance where my political social journey comes together and kind of fuses in with my media journey.
mm.
And it informs other characters and other individuals who are now writing the show.
It's interesting though, isn't it? Because I feel like Ahmed, I mean, even though for a good amount of time he was there as Mihir, and then obviously Ronit had jumped into it. And I still remember the episodes where Mihir lost his memory and Mandira basically was taking over, trying to
I'm
harp.
walking to the trailer, so you will see much change
Oh,
about me.
lovely. That's great. I feel like you're doing a little this for us in
And
this.
I'm walking out of the house. I'm giving you that.
I'm loving it. No, but it's interesting though, isn't it? Because like obviously with Ahmed, there's a certain rapport, and with Ronit, there's a certain rapport. Does how do you still stay consistent as an artist though? Because
I
see,
think that's where the discipline and the craft of the artist matters.
yeah,
That's where it gets counted. Uh, I think that as an actor, you have the opportunity of working with some of the best and some of the tepid ones. Doesn't matter. But for me, both between Amar Upadhyay and Ronit Roy, I had fantastic co-stars who are very good at partnering on scenes. It's always a partnership with other co-stars and colleagues, which helps makes legacies on screen. Whenever an actor is selfish enough to restrain themselves to only their glory, not much impact is made. So,
mm,
in terms of both Amar and Ronit, I think there is a lot of collaboration that we saw. And
mm.
I think it held the show in good stead. It helped a lot.
Yeah, no, amazing. And I'm also liking the fact that there's a lot more Gujarati being spoken on the set as well. Like even the proposal sequence that we saw yesterday or in an episode recently. And I love the fact that we're actually actively seeing them as a Gujarati family, and it's not just there just for the aesthetic or just to make it stand out
I
as
don't think that. Um, we are paying homage to the Gujarati roots that the family has. We, between the creator of the show and me, we were at Nathadwara Srinathji to seek blessings.
Hmm.
We are mindful of the love that we have received and the respect that we have received from the Gujarati community.
Hmm.
And that is why we are sensitive to the portrayal of the family,
Hmm.
keeping the cultural sensibilities in place.
Hmm.
The fact that I speak Gujarati, Amar is a Gujarati,
Hmm.
Ketki Dave is somebody with a Gujarati influence in her life. So I think that that helps. It keeps the tonality as natural as one wants it to be.
Hmm. No, absolutely. And I think, with the newer generation of Iranis, I think what I'm waiting to see is understanding their backstories and how they've been connected as well to the family as well. So
They're all fantastic actors. So
yeah,
I think it's a blessing where every actor kind of likes to collaborate, likes to work harder on scenes.
right.
There's always give and take behind the scenes as well. And we ad lib. Ekta gives you that space to say, "Acha, theek hai, ad lib." So there was this scene where I say, "Machine kharab hai." So, so that was not a part of the script. That is something that I just said because that's what normally comes out of your mouth when you're very apprehensive about taking your weight in the morning. Like, "Arey, machine kharab hai."
And I know Indian serials generally have this tonality which kind of veers into the melodrama mode, but I still,
Yeah, I think that we're being very natural given the unreal circumstances we are
yeah,
portraying.
I was just about to say that. Like, I feel like there's a bit more. It's really refreshing to see Kyuki without the zooms in and outs and camera panning left, right, and center. It's so good that it's kind of a bit more, like a hawk's eye kind
It's
of thing.
like a nice little masala box with
Yeah.
an added touch of ghee, which is Geo Hotstar. And you have Gayatri for the spice. You don't know which masala is Daksha Chachi, but she's fun. You have, every kind of spice of life
Mhm.
in a box called Kyunki.
Lovely. And look, nostalgia is a huge factor here as well. I think as soon as the title came on and as soon as the background music came on as well, I was like, oh my goodness. It took me back in time. In the first episode where you're talking to Apra Mehta, who's obviously, now gone, Savita Dadi.
Only in the realm of the real and not the real.
Yeah,
She's very
exactly.
much alive and kicking, please.
Yes, absolutely. She's alive. She's absolutely alive and kicking. Only in the series she's gone
She's kicked the bucket only in the
because
series.
you pulled out her ventilator. So,
I did. Thank you for the reminder. I opt her.
oh my goodness.
Yes.
Right. No, but it's interesting though, isn't it? Like how the nostalgia factor really seems to be playing a major role here. And I feel like, we
There's
see that,
only so much that nostalgia can do, Anuj.
yeah,
The
right.
resonance that the current scenes have. Father and son, there is a scene about, what happens between a couple. Biwi ki maar padti to kaisa lagta hai. Now,
Mm,
those are scenes that you'd not seen in the earlier version of Kyunki.
yeah.
Tulsi and Mihir talking, Tulsi going through this whole restrained position where she's at the receiving end of barbs about how women age and
Mm,
how they should look.
yeah.
That whole sequence. There's so many women who related to it because they were like, I go through it, but I can't talk about it. So it's nice to have a man stand up and defend you. So they are responding to a very, very unreal situation in real life.
Hmm. Now, a question that I asked you last time when I interviewed you was about if the Smriti Irani today could speak to Tulsi, what would she say?
Don't put on weight.
Your answer back then was hilarious. If do you remember what your answer was? It was I'll leave that for the audiences to guess actually what the answer was.
If
But
it was to be given on screen, I would have repeated it right now. So
absolutely.
I can feign ignorance.
Absolutely. So I'm gonna leave that as a little mystery for the audiences to guess. But what would you say now, since you're back in this avatar, and since obviously I was very happy to know I mean, you know how happy I was when I found out that you were actually doing this. So now that it's happened, I mean, what would you say to her right now, since you're playing her on a daily
Seriously, I'm telling you, don't put on that damn weight.
bus?
Exercise.
But
Don't put on weight.
and
That's it.
hopefully not kill anyone or accidentally end up in jail, maybe, you
Nah,
know.
nah, do the rest. Just don't put on weight.
Oh wow. Oh my goodness. Also, okay, I've got a burning question. Is Mandira gonna be back? Because I am dying to see her back.
Mandira, who?
All right. Well, look, Smriti ma'am, I'm gonna love you and leave you because I know
But
you.
then you should ask a question.
Yeah.
A man who has cheated on Tulsi before. Hmm.
Oh yeah. Good question, actually.
Is the roving eye for this perfect husband now a dead issue?
That's a really good question, actually. How
Is
would
the man too good to be true?
That's a very, very good question, actually. Very good. आप भी हमारा ही job कर लो, मैं तो बोलता हूँ. But no, but seriously, actually, that's a very good pertinent question because I
No,
remember,
no, no, no. It's like the Twilight Zone. The
yeah.
music plays the backdrop.
No, yeah, of course. But how would she deal with that? How would the Tulsi actually deal with some
I
of
have no. Maybe I'll pull the plug on him this time.
अरे बाप रे. Oh God, are we going to the same ghat where you killed off Anju?
I think that there are too many memories. Many people are hoping to relive them. Many people are hoping to rehash them. Many people are hoping that we write them. I'll
Yeah.
only say this much. Thank you so much for tuning in. The journey means a lot because you're along it.
Absolutely. Well, look, I mean, you know anyway, Suti ma'am, how much this show has meant to me as a kid growing up. And obviously, I'm a big Kyunki Saas junkie. And I'm very excited.
That's why you know all the 500 kids Tulsi and Mihir have.
I know, dude, like I literally, it's insane. I still remember Katie. I still remember that other guy, Mayank. Oh my
Okay, Anuj, that's it. I cannot have 500 family members prancing about. So stop, will you?
before I start like showing off all boasting of my knowledge of like my God. But it's insane. But it's really wonderful, honestly. I think it's so lovely to come back home and to hear that music playing. It just feels it's just memories, like because we all had memories. Like I remember watching this at my bar's house, and at that point it used to be like the holy K Trinity, because you had Kyuki, you had Kasauti, and you had Kahani. And literally at my bar's house, we would literally watch all of them in one go. And to seriously have and one at least of those Ks return, it's very reassuring. So I think I'm very excited to have Kyuki back on our screens, and I'm so glad to see you as well in
Thank you
the
so
Samraj
much.
after so long.
Thank you, Anuj. It's lovely to speak with you.
Always such a pleasure, ma'am, and thank you for always being my guide ever since I was 11 years old. So thank you for that.
Well, to the kid at 11, I'll only say I'm grateful to the man you've turned out to be.
Oh,
God bless you.
thank you. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much.